welcome to this new special episode of Continuum Gaming, this time around in English, as you may already have noticed. And today we are going to have a look at 3 different games, of which 2 are Halloween themed. The first one is Cube Jump Dash, and the second one is Hidden Halloween, and the third one is FishWitch Halloween. My name is Gerald, and as always I've got a couple of different things with me, which are, for instance, these input devices like the Arc mouse, this one, and we are going to use the Foldable keyboard, which is this one. Both are Bluetooth devices and can be connected to any kind of smartphone or tablet or whatever you want to connect them to. Additional to that, we could have the Windows just wrong, Xbox One as wireless controller, which is this one, and it could be connected and used for some of the games too, but in this episode we are not going to use it because there is no need for it in this episode and the games do not really support it. So we are not going to use it in this episode. And other than that, of course, what we need is the Lumia 950 XL, which is the smartphone with Windows 10 Mobile on it, which is Continuum enabled and can be used by, for instance, a wired connection by USB-C. As you can see, you will receive this kind of desktop-like experience if you connect it, for instance, to a display dock like this one, and the display dock itself again to the TV or whatever you want to use there, and like that you can, for instance, play games on it or do office stuff or something with your smartphone only, but in a very usable way as a desktop system, more or less, for which of course, for instance, office work or something is much better suited. And if you want to know more about that, please have a look at the corner up there. There are a couple of other videos where I'm going to talk about that more in depth. And then let's have a look at the first game, which is Cube Jump Dash. For that, I'm going to go to my All Apps list here, going to click on that one and going to Cube Jump Dash, first one here. And Cube Jump Dash is really a small little game where you can, what is it? Somehow a little bit like Flappy Bird, but not really. It's much easier and it's more or less the other way around. So what we are going to have here is we are going to have one cube, which is our play figure more or less, or our character, and we are going to have to let him stay on the other cube, so he's jumping from cube to cube. You can see this little line here, and he's going to jump from cube to cube over them, and you can, for instance, tell him when to jump after a while, or better to say, if there is no cube, for instance, and there's a gap or something, you really have to press a button to let him jump up again and again, and you can't do that too often because otherwise he's going to go out of the sky, more or less, or in the sky, and that's bad. If he's dropping down, it's bad, and if you, for instance, run against one of these cubes, because there will be gaps in between there, and if, for instance, the cube you are using is going to jump against them or something from the side, then you are going to be blocked, and so you are going to be dead too. So let's have a look at that. It's much easier to have a look at it than to explain it. As you can see, you have a couple of different buttons here. For instance, the easy one, the fair one, and the hard one, which are of course game difficulty modes. And then you can have a look at the optics, the colors if you want to, and links, and just go out. Most of this is pretty uninteresting, so let's have a look at the color. As you can see, there's not much to do here, because I'm not sure what I would have to do here. All you really want to do, you can click on that and have a dark mode or an other mode. That's all that can do. That one can do. If you want to use a dark mode, use it. If not, just keep it. And other than that, let's have a look at let's play easy, so we can show you a little bit how the game works and stuff like that, and it's not too hard to play. And we are only playing a couple of seconds, and then we are going to die probably. And after that you really have to just reset and try to stay on the cubes longer, and that's all that this game is all about. I'm going to use my Foldable keyboard for it. You can press a button, for instance on the mouse, or you can press for instance a spacebar or something on your Foldable keyboard or on your keyboard, and that should be the more or less only thing you have to do in this game. So let's have a look. As you can see, this is a game And if you, for instance, like now, just notice you're going to jump down, you saw it, you're going to fall down, you have to press the button, for instance a spacebar or something, so he's going to jump out of thin air for some reason, but whatever, to the other side and trying to go up again. You can press it a couple of times after each other if you want to, but be aware that you're going to, you are not allowed to go out of the screen in any kind of way. So not to the front, not to the top, not to the left, and not to the right. Okay? So let's try it again. As mentioned before, this is really a very, very small game. Not much to do other than that. So just wait. Now we are going to hit a gap if we don't react to it. Well, as it would have been here. And now just try to jump, and if you see you are going to hit the ground or you're going to fall down, sometimes it's hard to do it sometimes, and as you can see, if you for instance jump on one of those, you're going to slide up again and die too and stuff like that. But as you can see, we have 20 seconds now, which is the best I achieved till now, and yeah, like that, it's going to be played, and just try to stay up. I like it somehow. It's really, really easy to play. There's not much to consider here, and you really just have to, try to stay up, and that's all you have to do here. Yeah, other than that, not much to say about this game, so let's go to the second one. So, the second one is called Hidden Halloween, and Hidden Halloween is more or less a, find and seek game or something, I'm not sure. Where you are going to have to find different objects, Halloween themed in this case, and you have to click on them, and you only have a certain amount of time to do that. If you do it right, especially in a row, because it's going to have this timer running, and the timer is going to be more or less the time you have left, of course, and it's not going to be reset by each and every stage by itself, but you can, for instance, gain additional points or additional seconds from the game before, so each and every level you will get a certain amount of seconds on top, but you can, for instance, just use them for the next level. So let's have a look. For that I'm going to go to my all apps list again, and I'm going to put in here Hidden, there we go, Hidden Halloween. Clicking on that, I'm going to turn around, otherwise this game is unplayable, because it's not really, really easy to find all the stuff, of course, for the first couple of levels, yes, but after a while it's really, really getting hard, because you really have to be very, very fast for that. And as you can see, here we have a couple of different options. For instance, these are the difficulty levels. For you, there might already be the right language then. This is just easy, this is average, and this is hard to be played, and this is images. I never clicked on images till now. Okay, you can have a look at what kind of images you're going to see here. And as you can see, this is a special game mode we are going to be in. Let's go out here again. Hope I can go to the menu here, yeah. So play it like you want here. These kind of things will give you some kind of an information, like for instance some kind of a phrase or a word which you're going to search for. Images will give you just the images to click on, so it's easier to do, especially for children or something who might not be able to read or not be able to read in a very fast way. So let's have a look at the simple one or the easy one. So just click on that and let's have a look how the game is played. Yeah, here you can see find two of the half moons, so those. And all you really have to do is just click on them. Lollipops. So those, two of them. And as you can see, you gain points with it. And here is the timer I have talked to you about. So we have to find the dead fish here. Okay. And as you can see, you gain a couple of seconds for each and every, that one, the trees are as we have to search for here. And as you can see, we are gaining for each and every level a little bit of seconds again. Okay, a candle. Ooh. red camel. Okay. All you really have to do is now to find all of them, and after a while you can't really get through this anymore. And then you are dead, and you have a couple of different houses now, haunted house more or less. Yes, that one. And yeah, then you, for instance, have a couple of different points there, and of course you have to go up. Is this a horror mask? Those are the horror masks. Okay. Search for Frankenstein. I'm not sure. Ah, okay. Yeah, and we are pretty much dead now. Especially if I'm not very fast. Okay. So, yeah. And this is how the game is played. So you just find the different hidden objects that you can see there. You get a score at the end, and after a while you're not going to be able to do it anymore, and so your score is what you receive. Get better and better at it, and try to find more and more of those images. And this is more or less what the game is all about. So just try it out. It's really, really simple for somebody who can play something like this, of course. And in the end, really something you really have to play only for a few seconds or something, if you want to, and there's nothing you're going to lose or something, so it's really, really easy, and really, really for the in-between time you're waiting somewhere or something. Okay, so let's have a look at the third game in our lineup today. The third game is FishWitch Halloween, and for that I'm going to go to the All Apps list again. And this is a really, really little bit of strange kind of Halloween themed part, but somehow, sorry, seems like I put in something. Ah, okay, it's written without the space. Okay, it's a little bit of a strange one, this one, because there is some kind of a mashup of different themes here. So it's a Halloween witch, for instance, but she is on the same page a mermaid for some reason, I'm not sure why. And what she's going to do here is more or less we are going to protect the environment and protect the ocean scene here and everything that is underneath there. And what you are going to play here is more or less it's something like Candy Crush or something, but in a nice little fashion, because you're going to try to buy stuff for your underwater garden or whatever you want to do. So it's more or less some kind of a building game somehow, and it's on the other page something like Candy Crush. So you're going to play 3 wins or 4 wins, depending on what you want to do, and have a couple of different levels here. The levels are pretty nicely done, I think, so let's have a look at that. First I have to enter my name. After that I'm going to change the language so you can see it better. Okay, come on. I'm going to try that again. Okay, better. And now we can, for instance, have a look at the different difficulty levels and stuff like that. I'm going to show you that in the options later again, so you can read it. And in the end, this is just for relaxation more or less. So with unlimited rounds and stuff like that, then you have the competition more or less, and you have against the time, and we are going to keep it like that because we don't have to think about it. This is the part where we really have a difficulty level, so the normal one or the expert one. I'm going to use the normal one for now, and now I'm going to go to the options and have a look at the language, which can be changed here, and there are different languages available, as you can see, and we are going to use English in this case. Okay, and now let's have a look at the options again, just to let you know what is and stuff like that. So you can, for instance, increase or decrease the volume of stuff. For instance, if the music is too loud, you can just click it down. And then of course you can have a look at the tutorial if you want to. You can have hints, so if you are, for instance, after a couple of seconds you're not going to click something or so, he's trying to give you a hint what to do next. You can have this game mode stuff, so challenge, timed and relax. You can have those game difficulty like casual and expert, and that's more or less what we are going to have here. Okay, so let's click on play and have a look at what she's telling us, because there's a little bit of a storyline around it. So let's see. Little mermaid up there.
Hello, dear friend. I'm Beatrice, the guardian of the 7 seas. As you can see, I'm a witch, but don't worry, I'm a good witch. I use my magic to protect the marine life here in this sanctuary.
There you go. Tap to continue.
As Halloween is approaching, I'd love to decorate the sanctuary to celebrate this wonderful holiday. We can decorate it with fishes and thematic ornaments. I'm counting on you to help me. Let's start our underwater adventure. Good luck!
Yeah, and this is more or less your, let's say, garden you're going to do underwater in this case. And what we are going to have to do here is more or less we have to buy stuff, and as you can see we don't have any coins at the moment, so we have to play for the coins. So we can buy stuff and, for instance, put fishes in here, put ordnance in here and stuff like that. And so let's have a look at the game itself. So this is level 1. You have more or less these kind of aims to do. We could do the tutorial, but I would say, come on, let's do it. Why not? And I'm going to turn around again. Yeah, and now, for instance, we have to play here, and as you can see, he's going to give you a hint what you should do. For instance, put this one to this one, of course, so you get 4 in a row in this case. And as you can see, there are a couple of different things. For instance, this kind of blocking behavior is something pretty nicely done, where, for instance, you have to kill the wooden boxes at the bottom here, to go through them and then have more or less more screen space where you can play more. These are the aims you're going to have to achieve, so you have to get rid of 18 of these yellow things, whatever it is. There are these kind of shells you will have to have 29 of, and there are this kind of pumpkins you will have to play with. Pumpkins underwater. I'm not sure why that is, but whatever. And yeah, so let's try to play it now. So, of course, all of those are pretty easy at the moment because we have 25 moves in the first level. We should be able to do that. Hopefully, at least. So, let's see what we can do here and how we can perform. Okay, so let's try this. Get this one out there. Now we have a couple of other options here. Perfect 2. Put this over here. Those squirts are pretty nicely. I like the whole graphical information here, or the whole graphical design. It's nicely done. Somehow a little bit creepy, but still very, very fun to play, and not in a horror-like way, but just in a fun way to play with. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. There are, of course, some kind of power-ups like you always have in this game. For instance, this dynamite stuff. And just pull it over. You don't even have to do it with a 3 or 4 part. You can just do it like this. For instance, just exchange it against something else, and it's going to be activated too. So you don't have to wait for it too long to be functional. So as you can see, we already completed the shell one, the Halloween one here, and we still have to go for this one here. So let's have a look how we can do that. Just try to find stuff around it, and as you can see, that's all. We did that. And now we really just won this first level. And as you can see, we get a couple of points for that and gold. And now with this gold we can do stuff like, for instance, buying us decorations and, for instance, pets more or less.
We have enough golden coins to start decorating the sanctuary. Let's buy our first fish.
Let's do that. We're going to buy our first fish in the shop, of course, so go over here. And as you can see, here are a couple of different options. For instance, these fish you can buy. There are a couple of them which really are only available after playing it for a very, very long time. But as you can see, this is the first one we can get. And just buy them. And there we go.
Good job! This little fella looks happy in our sanctuary. Keep playing to buy more fishes and ornaments.
Okay, ornaments are there too, so let's have a look at that. That is, for instance, at this tab more or less, and as you can see there are a couple of different things you can go get here with that too, with a lot of stuff in there, up to level 55 for instance, and yeah, so just try, find those, try, play with it. As you can see, you can play it here. Just click on the button again and play the next level, and so you're going to level up and go through the whole game more or less. The levels are going to be, well, yeah, pretty different, not extremely different, but pretty different to each other, because there are a couple of different other aims you're going to have to fight with. You are going to have to play with different starting points, of course, and there are going to be a different kind of obstacles and stuff like that in there. Just try it out. It's a fine little game. I like it very much, and yeah, it's fun to play. Of course, if you like this kind of game, if you are not into this kind of game, don't try to play it. Yeah, and then I would say we are more or less through this episode. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Please give it a thumbs up if you didn't do so. And of course, if for instance you want to subscribe to the channel, please do that down below too. And down below you can, for instance, put your comment if you want to say something or you have any kind of questions. I'm trying to answer everything you are going to ask me there. And then, other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. We will see us in the next episode again next week. And then I would say, have a nice week, have a nice day, stay healthy, and bye. Bye.